Nice that you are looking at The One, a song by Taylor Swift. The 1 Inch is a song by the American singer-songwriter Taylor Swift, and the opening track from her 8th studio album, Folklore, 2020. She wrote the song with its producer, Aaron Dessner. A folk and soft rock tune with elements of indie folk. The One sets Swift's conversational vocals over a production consisting of piano and percussion. In its lyrics, the narrator fondly introspects a failed romance and details the time when she found the one, who never came to be. Republic Records released the song for download in Germany on October 9, 2020. The 1 Inch received generally positive reviews from critics, who discussed the song's significance as the album's opening track and praised the songwriting and production. Commercially, the song debuted and peaked at number 4 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and was certified platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America. It charted within the top 10 and received certifications in several countries. Swift included The One as part of the concert documentary Folklore, The Long Pond Studio Sessions, 2020, and the Eras Tour, 2023-2024. She conceived the record as figments of mythopoeic visuals in her mind, as a result of her imagination running wild while isolating herself during lockdown. For the album's sound, Swift recruited the first-time collaborator, Aaron Dessner, as a producer on Folklore. The 1 Inch was one of the tracks written by both Swift and Dessner, who produced the song. Due to the lockdown, they were separated and had to send them via digital files to create the album. Although much of the songs they worked on started from Dessner's instrumental tracks, The 1 Inch was written first and then produced. It was one of the last 2 songs written for Folklore, the other being Hoax. Dessner thought the album was finished before Swift sent a voice memo with lyrics of The One days prior to the album's release. Dessner subsequently worked on some of its production and tracked Swift's vocals, and then his brother Bryce Dessner added orchestration to the song. Aaron Dessner described the song's development as one of the very last things did for Folklore. The 1 Inch is 3 minutes and 30 seconds long. It was recorded by Aaron Dessner and Jonathan Lowe at Long Pond in Hudson Valley. The vocals were recorded by Laura Sisk at Kitty Committee Studio in Los Angeles. Aaron Dessner provided drum programming and instruments for the track, including acoustic guitar, electric guitar, mellotron, op1, piano, and synth bass. Other musicians on the song are Jason Truting, Thomas Bartlett and Yuki Numata Resnick. It was mixed by Lowe at Long Pond and mastered by Randy Merrill at Sterling Sound in New York City. The 1 Inch is a folk and soft rock tune with elements of indie folk. The production begins with a piano that has a bit reverb to it, labeled by critics as optimistic and soft. It incorporates a number of percussion instruments, including sparse and crisp programmed drums, slapped guitar strums, and finger snaps. These bring what critics deemed a lively beat to the track, combined with the piano. This resulted in an instrumentation they thought was bouncy, breezy, brooding, and one of the most upbeat on Folklore. It also includes vocal harmonies. Some critics commented that aspects of the production were influenced by the music of Aaron Dessner and his bands The National and Big Red Machine. The lyrics of The One has a theme of introspection. The song describes the narrator positively reminiscing on a past relationship during her roaring 20s. It explores on how she found the one at the time and wishes they could have been together. It would have been fun if you would have been the one. The lyrics also addresses the narrator's languid contemplation for an ideal romance. You know, the greatest loves of all time are over now. Swift's conversational singing on the track contains elliptical wording and humorous one-liners juxtaposed against the sadness. Her voice is also enigmatic and clear. According to Music O&H's Chloe Johnson, who believed it allowed her to highlight the song's narrative and imagery. Allegra Frank of Vox thought the song was less a kiss-off, more a solitary, gray-skied stroll through her day-to-day. Rolling Stones writer Rob Sheffield connected it to the fellow album track, Peace, opining that they tell both sides of the same narrative. On July 24, 2020, the 1-inch was released as the opening track on Folklore. It was also released by Republic Records for download in Germany on October 9. On November 25, Swift recorded a stripped-down rendition of the track for the Disney Plus concert documentary Folklore, the Long Pond studio sessions and its live album. The 1-inch was included on the set list of Swift's Eras Tour on March 3, 2023, and was removed on May 9, 2024. On July 13, Swift sang it as part of a mashup with her song, Wonderland, 2014, during an Eras Tour show in Milan. On August 15, Coldplay and Maggie Rogers performed the track at Ernst Happel Stadion in Vienna as part of Coldplay's Music of the Spheres World Tour, dedicating it as a tribute to the cancelled shows of the Eras Tour following the uncovering of a terror plot on the same venue earlier that month. The One debuted and peaked within the top 10 at number 4 on the US Billboard Hot 100, alongside the fellow album tracks, Cardigan and Exile, at numbers 1 and 6, respectively. This made Swift the first artist to debut 2 songs in the top 4 and 3 songs in the top 6 at the same time. It also debuted and peaked on the Rolling Stone Top 100 chart at number 2 behind Cardigan. The song received a platinum certification from the Recording Industry Association of America. On the Billboard Global 200, The One appeared and peaked at number 114 when the chart was inaugurated on September 19, 2020, 9 weeks following the release of Folklore. Elsewhere, The One reached the top 10 in the countries of Malaysia, Singapore, Canada, Ireland, and New Zealand. In Australia, the song debuted and peaked at number 4 on the ARIA singles chart alongside the rest of Folklore, which made Swift have the most debuts in 1 week with 16 entries. It was certified double platinum by the Australian Recording Industry Association in the United Kingdom. The song peaked at number 10 on the OCC's UK singles chart and increased Swift's top 10 entries to 16. It received a gold certification from the British phonographic industry. In Brazil, the song was certified double platinum by Pro Musica Brazil. The One received generally positive reviews from critics. They discussed the song regarding its placement on the album as the opening track, the majority of whom found its style for Folklore to deviate from her previous works and to set the album's tone. Allegra Frank of Vox found the production danceable like her other album openers but markedly slowed down, in comparison. Business Insider's critics Callie Algrim and Courtney LaCrossa believed the song was Swift's best opening track since State of Grace, from her 2012 album Red. John Woolmacher from Beats Per Minute found the track had a vocal melody and song structure similar to I Forgot That You Existed, the opener of her 2019 album Lover, but thought their aesthetics were quite distinct from each other. Channing Freeman of Sputnik Music wrote that the song's placement was a little detrimental as the rest of Folklore employs its style, and believed this made the song somewhat less engaging. Critics mainly praised the song's production and songwriting. Algrim included the song on her mid-year list of the best songs of 2020 and lauded it as one of Swift's most relatable and stirring tracks. LaCrossa believed the track was incredibly solid and her delivery had a breezy attention to rhythm that complements the narrative. Frank thought it was wistful, introspective, and impressionistic, that does not neglect Swift's signature, melodic pop, and one of the defining tracks of folklore. Woolmarker was impressed by how poignant and mature the lyrics were. Johnson believed it was thoroughly written and produced. The New Yorker writer Amanda Petrusik thought Swift's rumination on the track was heartening and serene in a comical manner. The Telegraph critic Neil McCormick said that the song was full of narrative details and opined that its theme of defeated love may suggest Swift's social isolation has been a lonely one. Caleb Campbell from Under the Radar deemed the song's lyrics about a crumbling romance one of her most mature takes on the subject to date. Ellen Johnson of Pace described the lyrics as bright, vivid and occasionally funny, but in a more sophisticated way compared to Swift's previous songs. Katie Moulton from Consequence thought the track was one of the first songs she did not write for radio formats and highlighted the self-awareness and willingness to both hold herself responsible and forgive that makes it distinguishable from other album tracks. Anna Leskiewicz of The New Statesman found the lyrics istful but refreshingly lacking in regret, and believed the song blended her skill of romantic nostalgia with a novel ease and acceptance. Eloise Bulmer from the line of Best Fit said Swift embodied an unlucky in love character on the track and thought it showcased her wit. In contrast, Roisin O'Connor of The Independent favored the song's smaller details more than the one-liners. Hannah Mailria from NME wrote that the instrumentation accompanies Swift's vocals and the hook very well. Slant Magazine's Jonathan Keefe stated that the song's use of repetition succeeded, along with Invisible String. A few reviewers were more reserved in their praise. Spencer Kornhaber from The Atlantic said the track was reminiscent of the English singer-songwriter Ed Sheeran, and felt that its solemnity forced. Jason Lipschutz of Billboard listed the song at number 11th on his ranking of the tracks from Folklore, and said that it stays unadorned for the majority of its length. The Los Angeles Times' Michael Wood placed the song as the weakest track on his ranking of the album, and believed it was less emotionally daring than the rest of the tracks. This is the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.